Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Find the best cryptocurrency investments, check out Token Metrics, use my affiliate link for a discount. All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the June monthly Discord town hall for Conceal Network. My name is Crypto Rich, and I'm going to be hosting this. This is the third one that we've done with the Conceal Network and Conceal Network, conceal.network, and it's an opportunity for the team at Conceal Network to meet with people in the community. And people in the community, you will get a chance a little bit later on to ask any questions. We're going to go for an hour, and we're going to start with brief introductions and then go through what's been accomplished in May, plus look at some developments with regards to marketing and also with regards to research and development and a few other matters that are pertinent to Conceal Network. Okay, so let's start with you, Mr. Quibbs. Do you want to introduce yourself very briefly and then we'll go to the others?
Oh, sorry, my microphone was off. Let me do that again. Okay, so I'm Mr. Quibbs, and I'm the head of marketing of Conceal Network. I think most already know me, but just in case.
Very good, thank you. Tegas?
Okay, yes, hello, my name is Tegas, and I'm head of development at Conceal Network, and that's that.
All right, Lolita Lollipop?
She won't talk, but she's head of community at Conceal.
All right, well, welcome, Lolita Lollipop. Cryptader?
Hey guys, I'm the marketing manager at Conceal.
Yes.
Nice to meet you too.
Yes, welcome. And we have a very special guest, Serpent X, who is another YouTuber, and we'll link to his channel in the description below. And you should, of course, go and subscribe to his channel, but also subscribe to mine, and mine is on Odyssey. So, Serpent X, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Vega. Serpent X is just a name that I've had since back in the day, in my early gamer days. That continued on. Serpent X Tech is a channel that focuses on technology overall. Obviously, most of its content is related to crypto mining, but not limited to. And I've been in the tech space for quite some time and enjoy learning new things every single day, challenging myself. And so I'm very appreciative to be offered this opportunity to come join you. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Welcome, Vega. And you recently did a video where you give a brief overview of Conceal Network, and I'll invite people who want to find out about this project to go check that out, and I'll link to that in the description below. Okay, let's start with you, Mr. Quibbs, with regards to an update with marketing. What's been accomplished in marketing over the last month?
Yeah, so actually it's been a very exciting month. We have not been sitting still, so that's great. I have a whole list in front of me, so I'll just go over all of the points so that I don't forget about anything. We announced our soft rebranding in May, which is in development, and that contains changing our website. We are actually also currently working on a mascot, which is going to be a chameleon. Is it chameleon or chameleon? I don't know if it's the right word in English. That's going to be very cool. It's going to be a concealed chameleon. We have a Turkish Twitter page just created this month by our community member Mayata, and he basically just translates all of our official tweets into Turkish language so that it's available for the Turkish people as well. By the way, also, if there's any people that speak French, Chinese, Russian, Spanish, German, I don't know, and you're part of the community and you would like to run a local community, please reach out to me because I'm looking for that kind of people. We had the video by Serpent, of course. We had a video by ALTCOIN Rookie. Also, ALTCOIN Rookie started to promote us in May. We completed the artwork contest, which resulted in a fair amount of new artworks for Conceal, so that's great. The Crow's Nest, which is a TA channel, created an article about us and released that. And Lolita has created a pitch deck for Conceal, which is available for read on our Twitter. Also PDF files available on our announcements, I believe. Tegas is actually going to do that presentation. We did a presentation for the BPSA, and it actually was really good. So I asked Tegas if he wanted to do it also publicly for the community. So we are probably going to do a live stream or a video, I don't know yet, on our YouTube channel. or Twitter Spaces, where we are going to basically, well, Tegus is going to present the pitch deck. And then what else do I have? Yeah, we participated in the Great Hash Rate Migration. We also got a channel there. Thanks Vega for that. We got a new merchant from Bulgaria accepting CCX now as a payment method. And last but not least, we celebrated our 4th anniversary this month. Yeah, and then oh, also we have been working on our socials a bit, but it's better if Cryptator tells something about that.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. And then just something about the invitation you said at the beginning for people who are fluent in other languages to start local groups. This is a community-led project. So if anybody wants to get involved, they just put themselves forward and make suggestions and reach out to any of the team members, and you get to be part of this project in that way. And that goes,
exactly.
That goes
so
for any aspect
we
of
can
this.
use all the help that we really can use all the help that we can get. And it's not that you get rewarded very big for it, but there's still a small bounty that you will receive as a thank you for contributing to the network.
Great, thank you. All right, Cryptator, over to you. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we've been working on our social media presence over the past month. So basically all our social media numbers are up like more than 100%, basically based on tweet impressions, tweets, new followers, profile visits, mentions. Everything's up more than 100%. So we want to expand later on than Twitter. We want to expand to other social medias, and we're looking into softwares to try to automate our social media presence as much as possible. And we're also looking for people who speak Chinese, Spanish, Malaysian, Portuguese, French, Japanese, Russian, German. Basically, we need to get into the language barrier, because the internet is not 100% in English, so we need to target these markets. So anyone in the community who can speak these languages, who can open a Twitter account that can translate all our tweets, that would be great, from our own followers, from our community. So yeah, we're trying to increase our social media as much as possible, and I think we're doing a good job so far.
That's fabulous. And you only recently started paying attention as in your role as taking care of the social media, isn't that right?
Yeah, I've been a community member for over like 9 months right now, and I've been active when I first found the project in June last year. So it took me like a month to actually understand it like 100%. After that, I was pretty active in the community, and yeah, now I'm helping the project, and I believe in it, so I'm gonna give it my best.
Great. Well, listen, thank you so much, and congratulations with what you've produced so far. And the thing I want to acknowledge is this project is now 4 years old. Where do you think, and this is not a question for you, this is a question for the whole community to think about, right? Where do you think this project will be in terms of its social media, in terms of the size of the community, in terms of the level of adoption in a year's time, in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time? So, and I'm asking you that to encourage you to participate in this and consider this as a long-term venture.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say is, if people understand cryptocurrencies and privacy and what it actually represents, they're gonna think a lot differently than what they think right now. Because crypto is not NFTs. NFTs are good, but not in the way that they're being hyped right now. Actual cryptocurrencies is privacy by default, decentralized, fixed supply. Anything else is not crypto. It's not what it should be. So people should actually be more attentive to this and support the projects that actually need to grow.
Great, thank you. Absolutely. Okay, privacy is critical. No privacy, no freedom. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else for you, Cryptator?
No, that's what I have for now.
All right. Tegus, do you want to give us an update on development?
Yes, of course. I would just like to add a short sentence to what Cryptator said. it's important to know that, yes, everybody that is here now from the team was once just a community member hanging out on Discord or Telegram, and at some point decided they want to do something more and contribute. So I've been here for, I don't know, I would need to check, but now I think 3 years or something like that. And I was just like everybody else, just a community member before that. And what is important, we don't turn anybody down. People just need to have an open mind, have the will to help. And if they can contribute in any way, we welcome that. There is no barriers, no matter from where you are, how old you are, what sex you are, doesn't matter. So this, I just wanted to add this because I think it's very important. Now to the development part. So we were working on quite a few things this past month, and some of them are still in the works. One of the ongoing projects we have is the Conceal app, which some of you know, but for those that don't, is the be all for the Conceal ecosystem. So we are trying to integrate every product we have into this one single app. Why? Because this way it's a lot easier to interact between different parts of our ecosystem. So for instance, right now our bridge is a standalone application and is just now being added to the Conceal app. So then it will be a lot easier because you can then connect, for instance, your wallet directly to the bridge and send funds directly without having a separate wallet open and then sending the funds to some address that the bridge provides you. So this is now being worked on. Conceal ID and Conceal Bridge modules are basically already integrated and in the phase of testing. We are just basically waiting for the AVAX bridge to be completed and fully tested, so we don't test this twice and then do 2 separate releases. Then also a new homepage was added to the Conceal app. AVAX bridge, as I said, is now in testing phase. Then we also have now completed the wrapped CCX contract on the Avalanche, and we also whitelisted we are also whitelisted on the Trader Joe DEX, which is an important DEX on the Avalanche ecosystem. We had some bug fixes on our new client-side web wallet. Now for the web wallet, we are trying to replace partially replace our cloud with this client-side web wallet. Why? Because we really value decentralization. And while you were owning the keys, the private keys to your wallets, and you still are, if you're using our Conceal cloud, it's still a fact that it runs on our Amazon servers, and this is something we would like to fully decentralize. So this is why we are now putting more and more time into this client-side web wallet. Basically, it's fully functional. It's live, but it's still missing messaging and deposits. So this is the end goal: to do messaging and deposits on this client-side wallet, and then we can close the wallet side for the cloud, and basically we will just keep the business side of the cloud, like Conceal ID. Then we will have plugins for merchant payments and stuff like that. Something that's not tied directly to client wallets. We also did a lot of improvements on the bridge itself. The bridge was working fine. There were no issues with it, but from time to time, some swaps fail, and then we have to manually intervene to get them going again. So we made a few improvements that we will now thoroughly test, and then hopefully we will have a lot less interventions for our swaps on the bridge. We added some new liquidity pools on Polygon Uniswap, and we did also a big update for our core and desktop wallets. A lot of small improvements. I invite anyone that is interested to check it on GitHub. Everything that was improved in this release. What else? Yeah, we are trying to fix some issues with the antivirus engines. antivirus engines, the problem is that antivirus engines detect the mining code in the wallet, and they detected some things in the installer itself. Basically, our software is clean, but these false positives are really annoying because then we constantly have questions from people. My antivirus detected a virus. Is your wallet really safe? So it basically undermines our legitimacy, and it's not a nice feeling. But this is not like, I mean, it's not our problem. We are just trying to go around this and fix what we can. So we are not getting flagged anymore. So also we did a lot of updates to the Conceal website itself, and are a lot more updates are in the pipeline. Maybe more on that some other time, but we have a new member working on the website exclusively now, which should be really good in the long term because the website is a live thing, and it's good to have someone that can basically take care of that. Before we did like 2 to 3 people, we were constantly exchanging who was doing something on the website, and then some things get left behind. And last but not least, we are progressing with our Ergo Bridge, and also soon we will have a new bridge to Ergo also. So this will bring up our bridges to 5 all in all. So we will have Ethereum, Polygon, AVAX, Binance Smart Chain, and Ergo. So I think we are one of the projects with probably the most bridges right now. So that's it for the development side.
That's extraordinary, Tegas. You and the team have been busy. I want to ask.
Yeah.
I want to ask.
There's always lots to do. Yeah.
Yes. I want to ask about the bridges, and also I want to ask about the web wallet. So let me ask about the web wallet first. So I'm not particularly techie. So how can the web wallet, this new version, be decentralized? Surely it's being hosted on some server somewhere.
Yeah, so, no, it's not exact. Okay, I will explain. So the cloud was working like that. You have the different parts of Conceal ecosystem. So the most important and the most basic part is Conceal daemon. This is the core. This is basically the heart of the blockchain. It verifies blocks. It includes new blocks in the blockchain. It verifies transactions. It's basically a peer-to-peer node for the whole ecosystem, right? Then you have wallet D. This is basically the server-side wallet that also exchanges use. But exchanges usually have just one wallet, one address, and then they use the payment ID to differentiate between different users. But the problem with this is that they hold, of course, the private key to this wallet, and as such, they hold the funds of every user that is using this wallet. For reference, most centralized exchanges work in the same way. You usually get some payment ID or memo or whatever they call it to know who is the user that is sending funds to their hot wallet, because these are basically hot wallets. So this was our cloud setup. Our cloud setup was already better because we did not have one wallet. Each user, I mean, there was one wallet, but each user has had its own address and its own set of private keys that they owned. So basically they could, even if our cloud was down, they could at any point, for instance, import that keys to the desktop wallet and got easy access to their funds. This is quite in contrast to if the exchange goes down, you cannot get your funds because you don't own the keys. So we were way better already with our cloud wallet. But we wanted to fully decentralize that. So we don't even host the wallet on our service. So basically what this client-side wallet does is it runs fully client-side. This means it runs completely in the browser, in JavaScript. It's hosted directly on GitHub, so it runs directly from GitHub, and basically you download it to your browser and you run everything from there. The only thing that it does, it connects to a remote node of your choice or to a random remote node, and to get block data and to verify transactions and things like that, because otherwise you would need to run your own node locally. Of course, you can still run your own node and just point that client-side wallet to your own node, and then you are fully in control of everything. But of course, this means that we need to now rewrite or make code that was previously running, for instance, in our wallet D, server-side wallet. We need to now port that code also to JavaScript to run inside the browser. So this is, again, a lot of work, and we still need to do messaging and deposits. So then we will have, again, a fully functioning wallet that will run in the browser and support all the features that Conceal is currently offering. I hope I was clear, and I hope this answers your question.
No, it does. It does. Thank you. So, especially when you explained in the beginning how an exchange wallet works. So the difference here with this is that with the new web wallet is that the private keys are over here with me on my browser on my computer. Versus
not only the private keys, because as I explained earlier, when our cloud wallet, for instance, is still running on our server, you still own the keys, but the wallet container, if you know what I mean, the wallet file, and which is encrypted, but the wallet file and the wallet container and the wallet code and process is running on our server. Basically, you're just communicating with it, with the wallet, via the API calls. But this wallet, the client-side wallet, is fully running in your browser. So basically, there is no server. The only interaction you have with the GitHub is when you open the URL, and you basically your browser downloads the JavaScript code, and then everything is running completely locally. And all the data, so block data and everything is stored on your local machine where the browser is running. So just for instance, if you open another browser, you will need to import the wallet again with the seed, or export the wallet from the previous browser to the new browser, because the new browser won't see your wallet from the old browser, for instance. Right. So it's all local.
Right, which makes it a whole lot more secure. My private keys, my crypto.
Exactly.
There isn't a counterparty risk. Thank you for explaining that. And then the question I have is about the bridges. So there's 5 bridges. We got the Polygon and the Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain bridges currently active, and you're going to be adding the AVAX and the Ergo Bridge, and Ergo is also a member of the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance.
Yes.
And that is going to bring more interest to Conceal Network, which of course the answer is yes, that is, as more people then discover this project. But what are apart from that, what are the opportunities that opens up?
Well, the opportunities, there is a lot of opportunities, but also it's a lot of work to utilize all the opportunities you have. So I'm especially looking forward to the Ergo Bridge. I really like Ergo. They're a community project like us. They have great tech. They're great devs there, and I think their community is also great. So I think connecting us and Ergo is a good thing. We will try to cooperate as much as we can going forward with them. And but Ergo Bridge is a bit different than the rest of the bridges. The rest of the bridges are all ERC20 token bridges. Basically, the wrapped CCX on other bridges is ERC20, and Ergo is a bit different. So it takes a bit more time to make it work. So what are the benefits? The benefits are, and the ideas behind the bridges is that we can expose our users, so our users can basically swap one-to-one at any time to any chain they want. And once they are on that chain, they can participate in the DeFi offerings of that ecosystems there. For instance, so if you're going to Polygon, you can then either swap your WCCX to any other token, or directly use your WCCX for DeFi protocols that support that. Another use case is that people from these non-privacy ecosystems can swap their tokens into WCCX and then swap that to CCX, and from that step on, they're fully private. So they lose traceability of all their transactions prior to that. Now, if they go back from CCX to WCCX again, it's like getting fresh tokens. So basically, they severed all the traceability from their actions on that chain. That is another big important advantage. And we also now, because we are present on all these chains, and all these chains have smart contracts, we could potentially build more DeFi products on that side. But for that, we would need also developers with strong knowledge of Solidity and smart contract programming, which we do currently lack. So I will say, I will invite anyone that is interested in helping our project and has knowledge about smart contract programming and Solidity and wants to get involved to get in contact with us. And we'll be happy to talk and discuss what we can do together.
Wow. Well, that would be for later on, I suppose, later developments. Yeah. Okay, all full of promise. Thank you for that.
One more thing.
Yes.
Before we forget, is also Ergo DEX. The DEX of Ergo. When we bridge to Ergo chain, we can also get listed on Ergo DEX. And to my understanding, there's quite a lot of eyes on Ergo DEX currently also. So that also means extra eyes on Conceal.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, as well as the other dexes on the other bridges. Thank you. All right, Mr. Quibbs, shall I pass it on to you? Because one of the things we want to talk about was mining and ETH going to proof of stake and the implications that that's going to have for Conceal Network.
Yeah. So I thought that since we have Vega as our guest, it's also fun to talk a bit about Conceal mining. But also ETH going proof of stake this summer, which is it's a major event in crypto, of course, in the whole crypto space. But also a lot of miners that are still mining Ethereum are going to have to switch to different chains. They should only change to Conceal, of course, but no, all jokes aside. At least it means that, a lot of miners are going to look for opportunities elsewhere, and it's a great opportunity for Conceal to also get extra miners on board again.
100%, and that's one of the things that me and Son of a Tech and a number of others have talked about with the great hash rate migration. Is we wanted to run some tests, and a 24-hour test isn't sufficient time. We did a 72-hour test, but we need more miners. Once Ethereum is no longer mineable, and the miners have they just can't mine it. They're gonna migrate to others. We're gonna have quite a few possibly shut down their mining rigs completely, maybe sell their GPUs and get out of the game. But I think a great majority. I mean, this is like 1 petahash of hash rate that's going to get spread out amongst the ecosystem. Yes, many of them may flock to Ethereum Classic because that's one of the easiest that they can switch to very easily. Ergo might be another one, but that's a lot of hash rate for Conceal to pick up some of that market share, so to speak, and participate or get new users participating in it. And I think the reason I like Conceal the most is because right now people don't understand. They don't care about, right now, at least in my country, people don't care as much about their privacy.
Vega, hold on a second. Excuse me for interrupting you. And you can come to this point about Conceal Network and privacy in a moment. But do we know when the ETH proof of stake is going to happen? Because it's been a while. I've been waiting.
I know, and they keep delaying it. So they're kicking the can down the road. Right now, the projected time frame is still August. I say August, September. But as far as the latest update dev meeting, what's going on? We had some Bellatrix that just happened. June 8th is 2 days from now. So there's a lot of things going on. June 8th was the proposed date that everything was going to take place. And then from that date is when we can kind of set a guesstimation on where we're going to be in the future. And it looks like August, September still. The difficulty of the Ethereum hash rate's increasing, which is driving miners off of their network. But there's still people on there that just want to hash until they can't hash anymore. So as far as answering your question, August, September. Do we have an exact date? No. Do the devs have an exact date? No. So they may delay the difficulty bomb, but I don't think they're going to delay the merge. So it's definitely going to happen. I'm about 97% sure it's going to happen this year, but there is a possibility that they could delay it to the end of this year or beginning of next again. But I severely doubt that if you listen into some of the dev meetings and the remarks made, they're tired of delaying it, just like the rest of the ecosystem is, and they want to move forward with it. But it looks like August, September, which means sometime towards the end of this year, all that hash rate's got to go somewhere. All those miners need to go somewhere. And 1 petahash, even if we calculated percentages and be like, okay, this much people are going to go to Ethereum Classic because it's easy to switch to, or Ergo because it's easy to switch to. Others are going to have to switch to different networks, and there's plenty of different networks out there. The difference, though, is 2 things. Like I said, privacy. In my country, people don't care about their privacy until it gets infringed upon. Privacy is a very important topic, and they need to understand the benefits that Conceal can offer to them, but they don't fully understand that yet. So privacy-focused tokens, primarily Conceal, with its capabilities, because you got five bridges. Like, who else has 5 bridges that I know that is a privacy-focused token? So there's areas of opportunities. There's different highways, or not just bridges, but we're going from a 2-lane road to a 5-lane road that opens up the door for more of that market to get in there, for people to participate through various means and see what Conceal has to offer. And Ethereum, what's going to happen is, because we figured out there's more ASICs than we proposed back when EIP 1559 was a big subject. We thought, GPU miners had a majority of the hash rate. ASICs had a decent size, but not the majority. Now it's the opposite. We think ASICs run the majority, and then GPUs have a smaller portion. So it kind of flopped on us. And those ASICs, because the Ethereum team has partners in their group that develop and build these ASICs, are going to continue to mine all the way to the end. So you can't mine the last second, the last day, the last block. And then that's when it's going to shut down. When that exact date is, I don't know. But those GPU miners are going to go somewhere. This is a great opportunity for Conceal to grab up some of that market share, but also for the end user to realize the capabilities and opportunities that Conceal can offer. Because as many of us know who are miners in the Ethereum ecosystem, we're the ex-girlfriend now, right? They don't really care. They don't really care so much about the miners. It's actually grown to be a toxic environment where the Ethereum people, whether they're traders or whatever, basically dislike the miners. Where back in the day it was, oh, well, miners are helping secure the network. Thank you for your effort. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you do. To now, we just want to get rid of the miners. So they're not a community that supports us, is the point that I'm trying to make here. And Conceal is a community that supports the miners. Now, it's not just about miners. Conceal has a number of different channels, a number of different capabilities and opportunities that everyone can enjoy. You don't have to be a miner to participate in Conceal, but it's nice to have a place that, not disregards the miners, but understands and respects where the miners are coming from and wants to be a part of that, wants to help us out, wants to work with us. A community that works together is a strong community, and Conceal is one of those communities, which is one of the reasons why I like you guys.
Very good. Thank you for that. And what can Conceal Network do, and this is for the community as well, to make ourselves known to Ethereum miners who are going to be moving away from Ethereum? Mr. Chris?
Yeah.
Go on, take it.
I would like to add something to that. So, exactly, that's something. First of all, I don't think that Ethereum will transition to proof of stake in August. Probably not even in September. I would be surprised if they do it before October. But yeah, I'm also quite positive that probably until the end of year, they will transition to proof of stake. If they don't, then I don't know. that will probably impact them quite a lot, because they have delayed this for way too long. And it was one of their basic promises when they started already. Yeah. Now for Conceal, as one of the things, we are quite the underdog. I mean, a lot of people don't know about us, but it is slowly changing. We are 4 years old, and more known at least in the privacy space, maybe even outside that, known more and more amongst miners. And it's a shame that you are not more widely recognized. Why am I saying that? Not because we have the best tech on the earth or anything, but because we are probably very close to what crypto was supposed to be in the beginning. So what Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned. Today, that was a very good point that Vega made about privacy, that nobody cares about it. But why is that? It's mainly because people still, the crypto as a whole, as a space, as an industry, is still in a state of speculation. So it's still not in a wide adoption space. I will consider a wide adoption space when I will be able to pay something directly with Conceal or Bitcoin or something. So most people still buy crypto pure out of speculation. This is also one of the reasons why I think why Bitcoin has still not decoupled from traditional markets. This is a topic that has been discussed to death probably, but the whole crypto market is still moving alongside the traditional markets, and this is because people look to crypto as an investment, basically as stocks or something like that. And of course, for that they don't need privacy really. But imagine once you start paying with your crypto, once you start paying in the stores, once you start paying other people, do you really want everybody be able to see what you're doing with your money? Imagine today with your bank account, you pay with your credit card, you go to stores, you go to merchants, you maybe even pay for stuff that you really don't want anybody to know that you bought something, but not because it's illegal, because it would, I don't know, get you in a shameful position or something. So imagine that your whole bank account transaction history would be publicly visible to anyone. They would just have to type in your name, and they would see everything, every transaction you spent, to whom you paid, how much you paid. Imagine that. I don't think anyone would want to do that, or anyone would be happy with a system like that. So this is why I think privacy will be mandatory, and even Bitcoin will have to do something about it, unless it will be just a store of value and nothing more. But Conceal aims to be a fungible private money on top of everything else, as well as store of value. So we have all this already built in. We have also a very fair emission. I think this is something I always get quite sad when I think about it. So, for instance, even Bitcoin with its halvings, sure, it's good for early adopters, but what for people who are coming in late, for instance? Some projects have even more aggressive emissions. They mine most of their coins in like 2 or 3 years. So if you're not early, you're in a big disadvantage towards the early adopters. Basically, they control the market, they dump on you. And we have very slow emission. Our mining will last for more than 100 years. And our block reward is fixed at 6 CCX per block. This means no matter at which time you join, now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now, you're not at any disadvantage. Emission is still the same, sorry. And you have still the exact same chance as somebody that came in years before you. And I think this is really important. Also, nobody owns Conceal. We saw now lately with chains like Luna, which was stopped. We see like Solana, which again stopped multiple times. You have only a few validators that can decide at any time that they will do whatever they like. I was just listening to YouTubers talk about Helium today. Again, a few of the wealthy Helium owners basically decided that miners with the hotspot mining devices, they will basically now get obsolete. And there is no community consensus there. There is no people there are just a few people that basically can either stop the network, decide whatever they want. So I just ask everybody, how is this better than central authorities, banks, and governments? It's not. It's even worse if you ask me. So this is something that we are proud of. Also, for instance, our node. Our node, when you use our desktop wallet, you're running a full node. You can run our full node on any old computer, basically. You need 1 or 2, maximal 2 gigabytes of RAM, and you need 4 to 5 gigabytes of storage space currently, and that's it, and you can run a full node. Try running Ethereum node, try running Solana node, try running, I don't know, Polkadot node. You can't. I mean, you can, but the cost that you, first of all, you need hardware that is so expensive that only a few people can afford that. Second of all, you need such a huge amount of coins to stake that you're just left out. Small people are left out. Try getting, how many people can afford 32 Ethereum? Come on, I mean,
yes.
This is not decentralization. This is not what crypto was meant to be. So
Tegus,
yeah.
forgive me for interrupting, because I want to leave some time for people to ask questions and stuff. But
Sorry.
everything that you're saying, everything that you're pointing to me speaks about the cleanliness and the commitment that Conceal Network has to decentralization and privacy. That all the way throughout the way, throughout the organization, throughout the project, the community included, it's all about decentralization and privacy.
And social inclusion. So basically everybody can be a part of.
Absolutely, which is critical to decentralization, because if you're going to exclude a certain group of people, well, then you're no longer decentralized such that you include all people. It's,
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for that. But my question about, and maybe Mr. Quibbs, you can answer this, and then I'd like to move on to Mark, to questions from the members here, from the audience members. What steps, or what are you planning to make Conceal Network available as a possible mining alternative for people leaving the Ethereum network?
Well, we would need to increase our visibility on that front, of course. And we're already doing it by participating in the Great Hash Rate migration channel and reaching out to Vega, of course. And we hope to be able to also reach out to a whole lot more miners that are making content on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, to increase that visibility and to also show that we are here, for example, also during the latest test of the Great Hash Rate migration, there was very little people switching to Kryptonite GPU, and it's also simply because people are not familiar with it, or they think it sucks as much as earlier mining protocols that we have had in the past. So yeah, it's just
Yeah, I was hearing that they thought that this is still the original Kryptonite.
Exactly.
That is swamped by ASICs. Then a few of them don't even understand how it works, so that it's heavily core dependent. So yeah, I mean, because it's not so widely used as Ethash or something else, or ProcPow, for instance, that has also been adopted by a few projects. It's I don't know, people don't put their time in to learn about it, but it's very egalitarian mining algo, because it doesn't care about the vendor. It doesn't care if you're NVIDIA or you're AMD. Basically, it just cares how powerful your core is, how many floating point units you have in your GPU, and that's it. So it's really good, because like on Ethash, for instance, you have still, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old cards, like RX 470, for instance, 8 megabyte edition, that still do very well, because they only use the memory bandwidth and nothing else, basically. And here, basically, the newer the card, the stronger the card, the better it will do. And also, one important thing is you can really play with the power usage. So you can use very little power, and you will have small hash rate, and you can basically max your card to the very brink of what it can take, and you will have a big hash rate, but you will be using a lot more power. Yes. So I think it's a really interesting algorithm, and it's sad that it's not having as much spotlight as it probably deserves. I don't know.
They got tunnel vision, and they're focusing on the fiat value instead of the actual crypto value or the value of the cryptocurrency that they're earning. So with time and I think a little bit more spotlight as this ETH migration continues, or as we get ready for the merge, then we'll draw some more attention to some of the components of Conceal. Like one of its messaging, I used that. Me and Savage talked on it, and not to bring anything in the news into it, but let's just say I'm speaking to people in a particular area that's under a certain level of hate, that I don't want those messages to reach the outside eyes. And so that's how I'm communicating with them securely and encrypted. But yeah, there's a number of opportunities and benefits that the people don't yet realize. And I'm hoping, even not just through me, but through some of the videos I do and some of the community do, that we can bring some attention. But they do have blinders on. They're not researching the algorithm that's actually being used. They're thinking it's the old one. And until that door gets shut, the people that are focusing just on, what is the most profitable coin to mine right now, they're going to continue to mine the most profitable until it can't be mined anymore, and then they'll switch to whatever's next. So it's just a matter of time before they realize the opportunities here that's available to them.
Yes, and it is a long-term play. And going back to my question about making this available and known to Ethereum miners, again, I think it's just like as the project has been doing, which is building and building and building and spreading the word, having the bridges, having Vega on board, having me on board, having Altcoin Rookie on board and others, and then people in the community spreading the word amongst their own contacts, and as well being a member of the BPSAA. So thank you all. Now we've got a few minutes left. I want to see if anybody has any questions in the audience about anything that we've touched upon today or anything else that we haven't touched upon with regards to Conceal Network. What you want to do is you want to raise your hand, your electronic hand.
We had a ton of questions last time.
Yes.
Well, earlier I couldn't raise my hand, so is that enabled now?
Yeah, it should be. I mean,
yeah, and but you're on the stage, so you can ask anyway. But I can see here there's Lieutenant Dan from Pirate Chain from R. Hello, and also CryptoOX was here, but he's left.
Yeah, he was here. I think he's busy, quite busy today. So
yes, no problem. Anybody got any questions? Anything you want to ask? Anybody in the audience? No? Okay. Vega, did you have a question?
No, I mean, honestly, my questions were answered earlier. My questions were stemming around the wallet updates and the bridges, because that's, Avalanche is a huge opportunity. Ergo Deck's coming out. Yeah, Mr. Gibbs called it. We've been keeping our eye on that. So it's awesome to see the improvements, the developments being made, but not an actual question because they all been answered earlier. So I just wanted to say stellar job. I know it's a lot of work, and thank you for all you guys are doing.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on board as a community member. Mr. Quibbs, anything you want to say before we finish up?
Yeah, well, thank you everyone for being here, and also Vega, thank you for being here. And I wanted to ask you if you could maybe also bring us in contact with other miners to maybe also be on the show or to collaborate with.
Yeah, CryptoMichael's in the audience right now. He's a smaller YouTuber, but very, very knowledgeable. He's actually one of my colleagues when it comes to Flux. And Flux is another cryptocurrency that some of the miners may go to, depending on a number of factors. Again, a lot of them have blinders on fiat, but I will definitely work on some POCs, point of contacts for you, and I'll be in communications with you offline.
That's
Thank you, man. That's awesome. Fabulous. That's great to hear.
Thank you. And I think what you said, Mr. Quibbs, to Vega applies to any of the community members here or any of those that are listening. If you have any ideas or any suggestions or you want to participate in this project in some way and contribute whatever it is you have to contribute, then please do get in touch with any of the team members, either through Discord or via email, via the website, or Twitter. If they can message via Twitter, you'd have checked that out. I'll have all the links in the description below so people can go and follow this project if they're not already following it, and go check it out. And I'll also have links to my Odyssey channel, my Twitter, and my Telegram announcements channel. Guys, is there anything any of you want to say? Final words, and then we're going to wrap this up. No? Okay, thank you all very much, Mr. Quibbs, Tagus, Cryptator, Lolita Lollipop, and our special guest Vega. We will be doing this again in about a month's time. And it'll be announced on Conceal Network social media channels. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with Conceal Network profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Vega and Crypto Tagus and Crypto Mr. Quibbs and Cryptator and Crypto Lolita Lollipop signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
What a great outro, man.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks for being here, Rich, man. Thank you once again for hosting us.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, Vega.